Drive. What's the deal?
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. Let's go.
Drive.
Let's go. What's up, bro?
We for sure. We for sure. Me and you bet.
We did.
We did. We bet on this.
No, I don't know. We got to check the replay. I know that me and King was on one side with the whole joint. I think y'all two was on the other side with it, right?
We did. We straight. I mean, we even if we bet, I'm good.
Now I still want to get you a burrito though, man. I'm not gonna do that, man. I'm gonna still get you a burrito, man. Word. You earned that, man. With OKC. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny is when you saying we was on different sides, it's not. I don't believe in people. I don't believe in America. Like since this case first started, I've been saying the whole time like it just ain't been fair, and everybody been making me think I'm crazy. And there's no way I thought America would get this right, because the general public still ain't got it right. So there was no way possible I thought America would get this right.
You know what, I'm gonna say you was one of the first people to step on that limb that I've heard publicly. But I think as the trial kept going, I think more and more people start to kind of step on that limb a little bit too, put their tippy toe on there, like maybe this don't feel Rico-ish. Maybe this ain't Rico Suave. Maybe this ain't. So I'm gonna say that too. But you are one of the first people I heard come out.
The thing that bothered me the most, though, bro, is that people try to judge. They try their hardest to judge your character and then say you deserve time based off your character. Like I went and did a whole documentary on Valentine's Day at that. Like a whole documentary. And on the documentary, all I do, coach, like I'm just explaining. The documentary is called Diddy in Plain Sight. It was a Diddy in Plain Sight. Okay. And it's a English company from, over the water. Mm-hmm. A company from the UK that filmed it. And I remember arguing with the host about the RICO charge and trafficking charge. And I'm like, she was saying how it fit the letter of the law. And I remember just telling her, like, I argue with Charlemagne, and I'm like, y'all don't care that this is not what that law is for. Like, I saw the same video where Cassie, where Diddy, punched on Cassie, for lack of better terms. Him and Cassie's altercation. I still wanted him to be charged correctly.
Right.
I don't feel like that's a RICO. Most people, like I keep saying, Trap, they don't know R. Kelly and Diddy got charged with the same thing. They both got charged with the Racketeering and Corrupt Organization Act charge. They both got charged with trafficking, and they both got charged with the Mann Act. They both were one guy in a RICO charge. One guy. But these two cases are the only cases that I know of. Now, there could be more. I Googled. I haven't found any. These are the only two cases, Coach, where they're being charged, right, with a RICO Act. One guy. And the fact that black people saw that and immediately didn't feel outraged because they wanted to judge those two brothers morally kind of really messed me up. I'm not gonna lie to you, Coach. It messed me up really bad. And I'm going through a lot of other stuff in life, obviously, right? Like a million things that I have to fix and correct and build on. But to watch black people look at that video with him fighting his old lady, and then they say, well, whatever the system does to him is worth it. It just stole some level of soul from me where I just start looking at black people completely different. You know what I mean? Like, and I watch them do the same thing with R. Kelly, and the cases are different, but neither one is worthy of a RICO. Neither one is worthy of trafficking. Neither one is worthy of Mann Act. Neither one. You know what I mean? There's some kind of thing where people align the thought of, hey, you know what? If you think it's fair, right, that they charging Diddy, Coach, like if it's fair that they charging Diddy with this, then you're for domestic abuse. No, they have a charge for that. There's a charge for that.
It's funny. because G like so me and G got in many arguments over R. Kelly. Like we be in there arguing. I argue this nigga down about his thoughts on R. Kelly, and it's funny because I did a 360 on the shit. It took me a while to come to the light, and you know what made me see the light, and I hate to say it, it wasn't G, it was fucking white people. White people made me see the light on this situation. I was somewhere with a bunch of white people, and I heard them talking shit about Diddy. And I heard him, and I was, I'm with these dudes all the time, so I'm hearing them talking shit about Diddy, and they just going off on Diddy, calling them scum, the devil, he this, he that, he this, and I had an epiphany right there. I said, "Oh shit, this is what you talking about? Okay, this is crazy." They looking at this nigga like he is the worst man ever made, and I said, "Oh, this is what they doing this dude wrong. This is wrong. They showing him in a light like he is. I mean, they showing him like he is like he's John Gotti,
and that's not right. And that's what I kept saying, and it was bothering me that black people wasn't catching on.
Yeah, man, I feel bad because I was one of them dudes.
But it's to the fact of like they use that. They use the media like I ain't never seen it be used like this. Know what I'm saying? To like just social media at that though, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like all them shit was just a whole. It was a takedown. It was a character takedown. Man, that's what they wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Character assassination, yeah. Character assassination. That's what they wanted to do. There wasn't nothing about what these charges actually was. It was about, yo, look what he did. He did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing about, yo, let's speak about the case and is he guilty of this case that he being charged with though? They didn't care about that.
You know what, Trap? The crazy thing is they had enough to assassinate his character already.
Before that.
Yeah. They really, my problem with this is where the prosecution went wrong. They should have been swinging for singles and doubles. They was trying to get home runs on everything. They was trying to home run. They singles and doubles score you runs. They was just trying to hit home runs, man, and they fucked themselves over. And I was gonna ask y'all a question. How do y'all feel that the jury got this right? How did that make you feel about the legal process?
I'm still just worried, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, again, the man that carries. Okay, so No Ceilings Live.
Before you answer this, is he out of the?
Yeah, so No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here. Digital Soapbox, No Ceilings Podcast channel. Please let me know y'all subscribe to the No Ceilings Podcast channel. Bunch of great content going up. It's pretty amazing. Click the thumbs up button. Click your screen twice if you're on Twitter. Or if you're on YouTube. Click your screen twice. That's a like. Let's get these likes cracking. Hit the thumbs up button, whatever. If you're on Twitter, retweet this link. If you're on Facebook, share this post. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings Podcast. Just dropped a great conversation Tuesday. It's really dope. You want to get into it, special. You can listen to the No Ceilings Podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcast from. The No Ceilings Podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart, and we're going to get this thing started. Shout out to everybody at the lunch table. Fatima, what's the deal? Halim, Mel, Albie, thanks for coming through. 211, my homie 211 was calling me from Inglewood. I didn't want to pick up because we was on the live. Shout out to Deuce. I'm going to hit you as soon as I hop off. Hood, I'm going to hit you as soon as I hop offline, boy. I'm on you. You know what I mean, my nigga? Tree, what's the deal? Shout out to Fats. Thank Fats. Fats be curating so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate
I mean, shout out to everybody who tries their best and sits right here and allows us to work some of these thoughts out. Hopefully we help you get some of your thoughts out, because I know a lot of times that I sound crazy when I be talking. You know what I mean? I get it. You know what I mean? And I don't know what's wrong with me. I'll be honest with you. I don't quite know what's wrong with me, but when I take in information, I just don't let the emotions of things bother me. You know what I'm saying? I don't let the emotions of things bother me. So even when I seen him assault his old lady, right, when that fight happens, I would have nothing to say if they charged him with fighting with his old lady. Where is Crazy supposed to come through today?
Let me send it to him. Send me the link.
Yeah,
I'll send it to him.
Yeah.
Send me the link. I'll send it to him.
like I saw that. And if they would have charged him, right, for that, then I would have said nothing. I would have minded my business. If they would have charged him for solicitation of prostitution, I would have said nothing.
But
If they would have charged him for possession of drugs, I would have said nothing. There are simple charges that they could charge that brother with that was fair. But when you try to convince the population that he's John Gotti, that is not right. And it talks about the same thing that how people see black people in this country, that you would compare Puffy to John Gotti. Now, it's either you quite don't actually understand what's happening in Puff's situation, or you don't know what's going on with John Gotti's situation. But they've made movies of John Gotti's situation. You know what I mean? John Gotti got Big Paulie knocked off in front of a steakhouse. Like, there's levels to this gangster shit, and it's just lazy that everybody sees a black man who may be, you know, morally different as John Gotti. But to your point, Coach, the first charge is racketeering. First count is racketeering.
okay.
Not guilty. Second count was trafficking of Cassie, which is ridiculous. Even if they would have referenced it as Grape 3, I wouldn't be even arguing. Even if that was the charge. But racketeering means you're selling women into prostitution. Usually you're kidnapping women and selling women into prostitution for profit. That's not what Diddy was doing. Now, the letter simplifies it and makes it ridiculous. It makes it ridiculous. It makes it to where it's so easy to do it, where if you fly a girl from state to state, the feds can decide that they want to charge you that way. So count 2 was sex trafficking of Cassie, not guilty. Count 3, the Mann Act, when it comes to Cassie, guilty. The Mann Act is transportation of prostitution, which that's a bit even lazy. Like, again, we talked about, I think I've explained to y'all that whole Jack Johnson thing. Make sure you look up Jack Johnson and the Mann Act. A white woman was mad that Jack Johnson started dating her 19, 20-year-old daughter that was already a prostitute, and Jack Johnson started dating her and taking her to his fights. And the mom went to the federal government and they charged Jack Johnson with a Mann Act. Like, it was a systemically used law at that time. And they're doing the same thing right now. Even in this case, it shouldn't be a Mann Act charge. But at least at this point, because he doesn't have, you know, a history, you know, he's only fighting. Hopefully we're looking at no more than, you know, 61 months, somewhere between 24 and 61 months. I mean, which is always what he should have been fighting.
Right.
The energy of these, of the situation and the circumstances. It was never worthy of life. Y'all sit back and let these people take a trial to where they were trying to take his life. Y'all sit back and y'all did not protest because you felt like you were so morally superior because this man fought his old lady in a fucking hotel that you thought it was okay that they gave him life. What the fuck is wrong with y'all blackness, man? What the fuck is wrong with y'all blackness? Like, blackness is all about caring for other black people. Black is not just about existing in black skin. It means you care about the circumstances of black people, especially in this country where motherfuckers have been targeted the whole time. I did a conversation, Coach, with again, we talking about it again. They just leaked another clip. Bag Few. Shout out to Esso and Heineken. Shout out to the homies.
Okay.
And I was saying, how did black people get so far apart to where we don't stick together, to where something so obviously heinous happened that all we wanted to do was look morally upstanding because Puff got into a fight with his girlfriend. So you thought it should have got him life in prison when they never gave no other human being life in prison for fighting their old lady. And then you tried to rationalize it by talking about his sexual preferences. Oh, well, he sleeps with men. He still don't deserve life. Oh, well, he takes drugs at his parties and people have drugs. He still doesn't deserve life. None of these things says that he deserves life. And y'all sit back and let that black man go through it and didn't speak up. And y'all thought it was cool because you didn't want to be on it. And it's the same thing with R. Kelly, because you're so worried about being on the side that you think it got something to do with motherfucking pedophilia or some dumbass shit. And you sit back and you let black people get mistreated. Even the worst of us deserve fair treatment in America. That's it. It's simple. If Cassie brother went and shot Puff, I wouldn't say nothing. He had to go through his process and I wouldn't judge him. I would understand. if somebody's sister or father did something to Puff over their daughter, man, I don't got nothing to say because that is a level of justice in the streets. But you cannot convince me, coach, with these people that the system is the hand of karma when it comes to us. It ain't never been the hand of karma. So why would it be today?
I'm gonna go a step further. It was also shocking how you see black people stand. It was more black people rooting for John Gotti to be free than Puff, which was crazy when you think about it.
You're right. They idolized John. John Gotti was actually getting people knocked off in different walks of life, not just gangsters. Anybody who messed up the business, it's a different level. They went to jail for like knocking off 50, 60 people, just all kind of crimes. And y'all let them convince Puff. Y'all let them convince you that Puff is him and deserve the same charges that John Gotti got. One thing I've tried to do is not talk about Cassie in this situation because it's not important. And I know I get it. This is where the dudes is looking. Cassie is not, she's not credible. That's not the point. That's not the point. The truth is they were in a tumultuous relationship that was really crazy. That's how they was living their life. Okay, fine. It's in a relationship. This is not a part of his racket. This is not his business. This is not how he's monetizing his existence. This is not a RICO charge. And y'all sat back and let them do the same thing to them brothers. And y'all didn't say nothing. Y'all didn't say shit. Y'all sat back and let them do it out of some false sense of moral righteousness. And it's not even real. Like a motherfucker who really don't fuck around don't even feel like that way. That shit crazy, coach. That shit fucked me up bad. And I'm so fucked up today because like I'm relieved for that dude, you know what I mean? That, you know, he will get to spend time with his children, figure out his life. Hopefully he gets the therapy he needs so he could get off the dope and, you know, figure out some things about his own life and realize a lot of these motherfuckers that you've been empowering don't give two fucks about you. They was going to let you just drown like everybody else, like a poor black man. They was going to let you drown all the same because they tried to judge you on a mistake that you made in your existence.
And the crazy thing is I'm hearing black people say that he going to get out and he going to do the same thing all over again.
Oh, come on, man.
No, I'm saying that's what they saying.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. When he was going through this shit, he was still doing this shit like Puffy. And this is my thing about that is if you don't think black people should get a second, a third chance even in America, then it's crazy to me. You're ridiculous.
Point.
Like
that's a great point. That's a great point, man.
I feel like as if at the beginning, I felt like everybody was against him, though. You know what I'm saying? But I think as the case was going on, once people started seeing the trial going and everything, then people started like changing their opinion and all that, though. But at the start, though, it was running that man through the mud, B. It was crazy. It was nasty. It was nasty work, man.
Shout out to Lex Diamonds. It would be okay if Cassie brother or father shot Diddy over wild behavior she willingly participated in, huh? Yes, Lex, like if you have a daughter and your daughter wants to be a prostitute for a pimp, you feel me? Let's say your daughter wants to be a prostitute for a pimp and you shot that pimp because your daughter is not strong enough to make a better decision. It comes with consequence, you feel me? But I also understand why you did it. So I wouldn't be in the middle of talking about nothing. Like I get it. I wouldn't be defending the person you murdered that tried to pimp out your daughter. And I wouldn't be in the courtroom trying to convict you on why they did it. So yes. I'm not judging Puff for what happened with him and Cassie. That's not what I'm judging. I don't even care. Like he put his hands on her, that should come with a penalty in court. But me who sold drugs have no business judging a bunch of people for their moral fuck ups because I got my own moral fuck ups. So I don't be judging people. Shout out to Abstract Human. People can't get their hands on Puff. That's not true. People can get their hands on Puff, but they looking for an opportunity and they'll do anything for money, which is another problem.
Yeah.
I just care, man. That shit bothers me. Like, so there's a part of me trapped that's so relieved. It's so relieved that brother gonna get a chance to get his life together, right? And figure it out. You know, he gets a second chance or a third chance or whatever chance in this country that's already been hard enough. Fuck the money. Feel me? He gets a chance. And I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll be fine. But it's a part of me that still kind of wonders, like, damn, man, if they could if the system and this business can convince y'all that black people don't deserve fair treatment, like, you could look at a R. Kelly and be like, hey, well, you're not charging him for a pedophilia. You're not charging him for statutory, grape. You're not charging him for this. You're charging him with racketeering. You're charging him for trafficking.
Crazy.
You're charging him for the Mann Act. You charge him for the same thing you charge Puff Daddy for. That's not, something is wrong. And if you don't see something is wrong, or if you feel like a person, because you don't approve of his behavior, is not worth defending in America, another black man, that's your problem. I keep telling y'all, I don't care. See, I think because y'all think it's about Crips or Bloods, that means that it's a level of blackness missing. It's not. It means that I'm willing to hold everybody accountable for their actions. And I give black people way more grace than I give everybody else, because enough niggas have done shit to where I should have been hurt them. But they black, so I give them time. Only problem we have is when a motherfucking man trying to take my life or do too much. And I don't give a fuck what he look like. But I'm also not going to let, in true gang fashion, Coach, and you can relate, I'm not going to let nobody do nothing to my homies. I don't give a fuck if it's a motherfucker I can't stand. Me and Puff are morally on completely different islands. I'm in Hawaii. That motherfucker is on far right. Like, he's on far Rockaway. He is far. We're morally completely, but that's a brother. But period.
I think that.
Yo, Craig said he's backstage. My bad, Coach.
No, it's all good. No, I'm just saying that I think Glasses touched on an important fact there about the separation between Puffy's about your feelings for Puffy and your feelings about the black people in general. Like, we put those together. Like, I don't like, bro, I'm not a Puffy fan. Like, I'm not a dude who think, I'm not a Puffy guy. Like, I've never liked Puffy. I didn't really like his music that much, to be honest with you. And I don't like Puffy, but I love black people. And this is a black issue. This ain't a Puffy issue. People got, like, people was putting that, like, with R. Kelly. Oh, R. Kelly, we don't like him. He this, he that. Fuck
It's
R. Kelly.
This
ain't about R. Kelly and Puffy. This is about black people.
Men in America, especially. So I just want fair treatment for him. That's it. I just want fair treatment for him. That's it, dog. That's all I want is fair treatment for him. That's all I wanted was fair treatment for R. Kelly. That's all I want is fair treatment. Fair treatment, dog. And y'all make it like, well, they not worthy of it because I don't like what he did. Nigga, I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker did. If it's fair, if he murdered a motherfucker and it come with life in prison, fine. That's how it go. That's everybody else get the same thing. That's what justice is supposed to represent. So when y'all question me about gangbanging, one thing I am is just. I don't give a fuck if it's a police that shot my homie or another brother that shot my homie. Justice is fair. The police don't get off with it, not from where we from. Nobody get off with nothing. Nobody, if you do some shit out of pocket, everybody get held accountable. That's how it's supposed to be. At least the system that y'all pay y'all tax dollars for.
And this thing people got to understand too. Justice in America is what happened to the average white man. That's how you got to, it's not real justice. Justice is what happened to the average white guy in America. And people saying, oh, what if Puffy get off scot-free when you know he's done some wrong? That happened to average white men in America every fucking day. So this is justice in America. That is what justice in America look like. If you go out there and you do your case in front of a jury and they say you innocent, you get to go home. And that should happen to white people in America every fucking day. So this is justice in America. And that's all we want. We want to see black people get treated like
everybody else.
Not
everybody else that's not black.
White people.
Everybody else that's not black.
White people, because that's what justice is.
What's
happening to white people in America?
Yeah, whatever else, it's a fact. Craig, what's the deal?
What up, Craig?
What's good? Y'all hear me?
Your mic sound crazy.
It might sound kind of crunchy.
Better now? Better now?
No, it sound like you got a filter
crunchy
on your mic.
Sound crunchy.
I got to sound better now?
No.
Sound crunchy.
Shout out to Lex.
Lex
didn't force anyone to do anything. Bottom line, it's not about that, Lex. Like, I keep giving you a really good reference point, and I'm not justifying if somebody decides to prostitute your daughter out because your daughter wants to prostitute, right? Let's say your daughter wants to prostitute, Lex, and she finds a pimp, somebody to sell her, and this is what she wants. If you shot the pimp, Lex, I wouldn't judge you for it. They have a system in place that will judge you for it. I can understand why that happened. And you would be held accountable in the court of law the correct way. And I wouldn't look at you crazy, Lex. I would just be like, I get it. You know what I mean? That the system is in place. Now, what I judge people for is a lack of accountability. So if you tell the police on somebody to avoid punishment for your own behavior, that's what I judge humans for. When you decide that you're going to lack accountability. So when you're saying, like, let's say your daughter's a willing participant. Let's say she's not strong. Feel me? She not strong. If you decide to shoot the pimp, I'm not going to judge you. I understand why it happened. So in this particular situation with Cassie, I'm telling you, if her brother saw that video and went over there and fucked Puff over, I wouldn't judge him. I understand how you can get to that space. And his brother is going to be held accountable, and Cassie's brother is going to be held accountable in the court of law. I just wouldn't judge him. My issue is right now, everybody's trying to judge somebody morally based off of something, and they're letting the system mistreat them and mischarge them in these situations because you feel like whatever should happen based off how you feel about it. Again, it's not a weird. If you don't think it's weird, you feel me? If you don't think it's weird that R. Kelly and Puff Daddy got the same exact charges, something is wrong with you. All I'm saying is treat black people the way you treat white people in this country, especially in the court of law.
Yeah, people having a hard time separating the two, though. They having, like, dude, they acting like we saying that if Puffy had done that to anybody in our family,
would fuck
I
him
would
over.
have beat the brakes
Beat
off
the
Puffy.
shit
I'd
out
have
of
beat the baby oil out of Puffy ass. Like,
what? I don't care if she liked it.
That nigga couldn't brush against my sister.
Yeah.
Like, so.
And maybe not the second time, but the first time, I would have saw that video and me and Puff got a squabble. We got a problem right off the rip. And if it happened the second or third time, maybe I'm like, oh, okay, you like this.
Yeah, exactly.
But the first time,
yes.
I'd have squabbled Puffy head on,
you got
bro.
your ass with 3 or 4 times down the road, I'd be like,
if my little 16-year-old sister likes R. Kelly and R. Kelly mess with my 16-year-old sister, I'm gonna squabble his ass down. I'm gonna beat the brakes off of him. Feel me? Straight up, I'm gonna catch up with him and working, fuck him over. Period. No questions. I'm gonna win all of them fights because now I'm mad. And I'm really good when I fight mad.
I'm fighting for something.
Yeah, now I'm fighting for a reason. I'm not even fighting just for the sake. Now I'm fighting to prove a point. So, like, I get it. But when you sit back and you think it's okay to let this system do that to black people, you become my problem. You know what I mean? Like, you as a black man become my problem. And the way you see the world is the problem. Go ahead, Craig.
I sound better.
What is up with your mic?
It's getting worse, too. It got worse.
I don't know if it's your mic, Craig. Hold up.
Let me hear it. Say something.
I sound better.
Okay, are you using the computer?
Yeah.
Okay, check your settings in your audio and see what the interface is on. Check that.
I'm gonna mute up.
Okay. Check, yeah, that's what you gotta work on. So, do I feel like racism, systemic oppression, and racism is over because Puff, was found not guilty on 3 of the 5 charges? No. But I am relieved that brother gets another chance at society. He'll probably receive the time for the case that he should have been fighting, which I still don't know how to feel about that. You feel me? But
so I mean, like the two cases he got charged with, the maximum time he could get is 10 years.
20 years.
Well, they want it, max time. They want it consecutive. They want it consecutive. But the way the Fed's whole sentencing process goes, man, he don't got prior charges. His number's low. His number's super low. That's why they're saying that he could possibly get time served from this whole joint, though, B. Know what I mean?
Either way, I'm okay. Now I'm okay. Barring he doesn't get 20. Even if he got 20 years, I'd be like devastated, but I'm okay. Like it's not life.
This is me personally. I'm not speaking for y'all. I don't as a person, I don't like Puffy. Like I don't know him enough to not like him, but from what I see from him, what I hear about him, I wouldn't hang out with Puffy. Like I wouldn't fuck with Puffy. Puffy wouldn't be a nigga I'd be anxious to go fuck with. You know, I'm good on
See,
Puffy.
you doing with the social media.
No, but I'm saying he's saying his personal
I'm
thing.
saying my personal
Let's
thing.
get him through there.
But his personal opinion comes from social media though.
I thought nigga. So wait a minute, hold up, Trap. Let me get this straight. Let me ask you something. So Puffy asked you to come to a party. You hanging out with him?
Yeah, I'm going to the 4th of July all-white party coming up on Friday. You know what I'm saying? In the Hamptons.
All right, Trap. You a little too freaky for me. But
I'm just saying, I'm pulling up.
So you staying to that? You staying with the after party with Puff? You hanging out with him?
I'm going to the all-white party in the Hamptons on the 4th of July, B. You know what I'm saying?
And after party, you hanging out with Puff?
No. I'm not before the sun go down.
All I'm saying is, Trap, me and Puffy can't be friends. Like me and him couldn't. He not G to me. Like when I come out to New York, I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna go hang out with you. We're gonna do shit. I'm not hanging out with Puffy. Like I wouldn't want to go hang out with Puffy. But that ain't got because this ain't a Puffy thing. Like if Puffy beat these charges and walk out tomorrow and get popped, I would not cry or nothing like that. I'd be like, oh, okay, damn. If Cassie's husband came and got him, I'd be like, Body might have had that coming. But this is about blackness to me. Like I'm happy, and people asking why y'all happy he beat the case? Why y'all he didn't beat it, but why y'all happy he might beat the case? Because this shit is black people should be looking at this as I hate to say a win because that's where they got us at in the country. To where we get a little shit like this. We like, yes, it's a win for black people. But we damn near gotta look at it like, finally, shit, thank you, a little something, a little piece of something. So like, it's not a Puffy thing, guys, because niggas acting like I love Puffy though. Like I don't like Puffy. It's a black thing to me.
Yo, do you think I'm good now?
My man.
Yeah, you good.
All right. Yeah, you think I think he got found guilty of the shit he was guilty of, out of the shit they charged him with. The shit they found him guilty was the shit he was actually guilty of.
I feel him on that.
Not really. Only because of
maybe I misread the shit. They found him guilty on the prostitution shit, right?
Well, so okay, I can't help it, Craig. So like the Mann Act is just messed up. The Mann Act is a thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Mann Act
we know the history of that shit.
Yeah. So it's like
we know where that shit comes from.
At least most likely, Craig, it'll be closer to the time he should be fighting.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Skinny Day one.
All that other shit I said from the door was sucker shit. He ain't deserve to be in there on all that other shit. It sounds like he went to court for having a relationship. He got put on trial for having a relationship.
Shout out to the Skinny Day one. Glasses, I'm gonna keep it real. What Puff was doing was out of pocket shit, yes, but I give it up to you and Ack was the only ones keeping it real throughout. Puff was walking and the charges seemed like BS. Yeah, so that Jack Johnson law is different. It's different. You know what I mean? It's really different. And it again, this is one of them black meters, crazy, that go off like it's a moral charge. Whereas like, well, I don't like you taking a girl across state lines to do immoral things. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the fact that they could give him 20 years for this is not truly fitting the spirit of, because they could give him 20 years and all they could do is appeal because each charge carries 10 years. You get what I'm saying? So I'm relieved because I know this is his first offense. And it'll probably be somewhere between 24 and 61 months.
Sounds hard.
Right? Which is fine. He's been in jail for 16 to 18 months. Maybe they put him out on house arrest. Maybe they say you did enough time and here's this long probation period. Long probation period. You could bring the mic up, Mitro. This long probation period, cool. So I feel like in that conversation, he's going to pretty much get the type of time that the energy of this case he should have been fighting, the energy of the public, right? The true energy of where the public, the crime against society was. It should be something that's around 24 to 60 months. And he's been down 16 months, so he'll be fine. But it's no way possible. Remember, Craze, trafficking carries life. Rico carries life. Like, you can get life out of Rico, and he had 3 charges that could got him life in prison. That is fucking scary.
Yo, shout out Brian.
And
Shout out Brian Steele.
What I was saying last night, Trap, was Shorty tried to put me on blast was, yo, they didn't prove none of this shit they charged him with to me. Not one, they didn't present nothing to me that proved him guilty of none of the shit they said that he was doing. This shit was more of a smear campaign and more of niggas, like, we know a bunch of shit about Puff that we should not know. That shit ain't none of our business. We shouldn't know none of that shit.
Yeah. Which
that
is
nigga had a relationship with a female, and whatever they chose to do to keep their relationship spicy should be between them. Like, this shit wasn't no criminal case, cuz. That's how I looked at it from the door. It was a criminal as far as domestic abuse, but having this nigga looking like Lex Luthor.
He wasn't charged with that, though.
Yeah, they had the nigga looking like Lex Luthor. Like,
yeah.
Shout out to my man Mitro, just checked in. Mitro, what's the deal?
What up?
What's
up?
What's happening? What's happening, Mitro? What's good?
Y'all can hear me all well?
Yeah, you good. You perfect.
Yeah.
You perfect.
Appreciate being on.
Yo, just got up on here. So I'm gonna say like this. That man is the Rico killer, B. My man Brian Steele. You know what I'm saying? The Rico killer.
With the Rico.
You want to beat your Rico? Holla at it. You know what I'm saying?
They played on a thug Rico, but at least he didn't do the rest of his life.
He wanted to go. He wanted to go all the way, though. He was pissed off. He felt like he had that shit. That was thugs tapping out. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to go all the way.
The federal charges trap. My mom died in federal prison. I think everybody knows.
God bless.
So they think there's a level of bias. I don't. I just look at how they make laws. Like, people act like the feds are this tremendous program, and it's like, no, they kind of handicap people when it comes to fighting cases. They make it virtually impossible for you to get out of jail, right? They take your money so you can't hire the best lawyers, right? It's a million things that they do to handicap the situation to where it's not a fair fight. And I get why, you know, the feds did have the hardest group of criminals to have to prosecute, but it's different when you come down from prosecuting true threats to society in any regards to a Puff or R. Kelly, to the point to where now you like making history. Like, now you have all of a sudden we're going into articles of law like Rico with other uncharged co-conspirators. Like, that shit is not kind of what that law was for. So for them to keep writing kind of these back doors to these laws to where they could weaponize them when they want to, that shit is scary to me, dog.
And you know what you said before? If they start doing that shit to one of us, they'll start doing that shit to all of us. And if the niggas don't say something about that shit, it's gonna be your ass sitting there wondering how the fuck you got there on some bullshit. Cause now they'll make that shit the norm.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Where y'all feel like the disconnect start happening with black people? To where, because did we not feel a little more united when we were going through the OJ situation?
When niggas started being haters, started hating on other men's success. You know what I'm saying?
That was funny, man.
That's when that shit came about.
I was telling Squishy this, and Squish looked at me crazy. I'm like, Squish, I think we're losing racism in people's eyes every day. Like, I think I listen to Jay Will. Shout out to the homie Jay Will on ADHD Trap's platform. Make sure y'all download Clubhouse, hop on ADHD, follow Trap over there at ADHD Podcast. My man Craig's got a new podcast too. We're gonna talk about that.
Right.
But Jay Will was saying, like, he's a brother, and he says, y'all playing a race card. And I never heard a brother say that to another brother. Like, and I'm like, in his mind, he don't feel oppressed. He does feel like he has all the opportunities as a white man. And I think to your point, Coach, and to your benefit, and to Mitro, and to Traps, you guys have done such a great job raising your children that your children don't quite understand the challenges of growing up black in America.
I can see that.
Like, our parents did good, but we still kind of, crazy, we still got the streets. we still kind of got it. Even if we wasn't the poorest person in our neighborhood, we knew poor people in our neighborhood. But Trap, Craze, Coach, Metro, the first thing you did was you raised your kids. Metro, you grew up on the east side in the low bottoms, kind of in that area where it's tons of poverty. Coach, you grew up, you know, you was in Inglewood and it was multiple people in the same house, way too many people for the same house. Trap, you grew up in Queens. Crazy, you grew up in Brooklyn. Nobody raising their kids like that.
It's funny that you said that, G, because there's many a times where I look at my children and be like, was this better? Like, because I put them in a better situation than I grew up in, was it better? Was this the right way to do this? Because sometimes I do look at my kids and be like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Oh no. Like my kids.
Like my son, I got a 19-year-old son. He never got into a fight. But I'm like, you've never been punched, like, bro, like that. You need to have that. You need that experience. And he's like, well, why? Like,
I gotta hit your ass, bro.
Yeah, like
you gonna have to fight
because it's gonna happen at some point.
I did the same shit to my son.
But what's crazy is our whole life we had to fight. They whole life they probably won't have to fight.
Yeah,
they fight on roadblocks and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's about it.
Yeah, that's my son. Like my son asked me why I got a box. I said, nigga, you gotta learn math too.
Hey, Trap, you crazy,
but nigga, the odds of you using algebra is slim to none. The odds of you having to box a nigga at some point in your life, nigga, like that's about 99% as a man. One day you gonna have to box a nigga.
I got the gloves and the pads right over there. I'm telling the girl, put the shits on her. Well,
I got them right here too.
Jay, think how many times you slap box with the homies or
shot
body,
immediately
or shot body with your homies and stuff like that. Like they don't even know what that means, and they be like, "Why would we do that?" Like they don't even. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Nigga, we play football on concrete.
No, it was crazy.
Sideline pop.
Sideline pop.
Exactly.
The whole point was to catch somebody running on the sideline against a gate and knock him into the damn gate.
Try to unlock.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where the disconnect started to happen, where
Throw up tackle.
Yeah, like it happened where you guys have done such a great job parenting your kids that your kids is like, what are y'all talking about? Like kids. Chris told me her son doesn't even know about racism. Like he thinks like we're racist because he doesn't know. Like everything that he knows about racism for him is in a textbook. Think about that, Trap. Your kids, Metro, your kids, Coach, your kids, Christ, maybe your kids, they only read racism in a textbook.
And they trying to change how that shit gonna look too, though. You know what I'm saying?
They trying to make it to where you can't even find out that shit in the text.
Yeah.
Don't even want to talk about that shit no more. It's crazy that I already told y'all the story about my oldest son. That nigga thought Compton was in New York. Like
get the fuck out of here.
I promise you, he was playing in the Snoop Dogg Pop Warner League. And we had a game up in Compton. Now we got in the car, like, all right. He's like, where a game? I said Compton. He said, we get on the plane. I said, oh shit. Where you think Compton at? He's like, New York, right? I said, oh, I'm doing some weird shit here. Like I'm ready.
That's
how
it.
the hell that even? But like, how that even happened? Like,
that's it.
The internet, boy.
Really wasn't.
The internet.
Kudos to y'all,
teenage,
bro.
Man, like 14.
Kudos to y'all, bro. Kudos to y'all because that's why. So shout out to Squish. Squish says, is that a good thing? Probably so. I mean,
it is.
We would love to move into a direction to where a brother could go to prison, right? Fighting unjust charges, right? And then at the end of the day, he beats the unjust charges. The fact that you need that kind of money, so that will make people feel like, well, America's not as bad. You see, they let Puff go. The problem is he needed that kind of money, and they got that far. That's proof that systemic racism.
But they about to be using this example for the next 20 years.
Yeah, you see that Puff guy. You can't say the system is. You can't say the system is racist. You see, they let Puff go. They got it wrong, and they corrected it.
What happened?
To go off what you were saying, like, are you raising? Sometimes we might be. I think us as a people, we be enamored with the struggle so much that we feel like we have to endure the struggle to win or do good in life. And if you don't, it's like not earned, or you're not. It's okay if your son is Carlton. You don't have to be the street edge kid who's it's okay if he's, you know what I mean, as long as he accomplishes goals and get to where he needs to. You know, we all have unique paths, and I think we all be striving for better and more. So you would want the next generation. All our ancestors want us to have what we're doing right now and the things that we have, right? Those are the things they died for and pushed for. So you're pushing for them. You don't want your kid to have that. You know what I mean? Now when they growing up, it might be kind of weird, some of the stuff they say and do, but you know they always safe. They always got a meal. Their lights are always on. They don't even know what it's like to just have like an empty refrigerator. The Wi-Fi go off and they be tripping. And you're like, bro,
it's just the Wi-Fi.
Like,
bro.
yeah, it's just that's
to be the biggest thing.
Yeah, so it's kind of a blessing, you know, to be able to give them that luxury a bit to, you know.
You know what, bro? I'm gonna say this about that. Because my oldest son is 25 right now, and he's an engineer. You know, he just got his master's.
Talk your shit. Brag different. Brag different.
Of it, you know, I'm seeing that his first job, man. You know how old I was before I made $100,000 a year? Like his first job, he first walked into $100,000. He got his master's already. I said, okay, you know what? I did a good job here. You know, I'm doing
great.
I'm doing a
great job.
Yeah,
great job.
I'm doing the right thing. And I had my kid young, man. And, you know, I was having kids and shit out there.
Sure.
So, you know, I thought now that I look back on it, hindsight, you know, I'm like, all right, that went well. That did right. I was a little confused at first.
But that's my point why I think that it is success. But, you know, there are things that make it scary. Because I agree with Mitro. Like, I don't think people should have to raise to struggle. But the thing is, with this type of success, and it is that generation of kids that are right now, like, they didn't understand what Puff was going through. They was like, well, no, he's a horrible person, so he's going to court for it. I'm like, it's more, you know, trying to explain, like, something that they never truly experienced. You know what I mean? Like, even our generation, Craze, Trap, Coach, like, even Mitro, right? We actually saw racism for real. Like, we didn't see it like my father saw it or like my grandfather saw it, but we saw racism for real. So,
can us Cali niggas really say that?
Hell yeah.
Like, when we talk to real, like, cause
the South people see racism. I don't know.
Well, if you got a relative that went to that war,
you a nigger today? What?
Like, if you got, I had an uncle that went to that war, with the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War, whoever that war. When he came home, like the stories and the shit that he would say, like if you didn't witness that shit or see that shit, you've had one of them uncles that fought in that war and came home with that cell shock and them stories and that shit, like that enough alone to tell you something different about the world, cuz.
Yeah.
Nigga, well, my dad be telling me stories. That nigga was picking cotton.
Wow.
That close. That made me really realize how close like that nigga picked cotton. He was like, yeah, I used to be sitting there. I used to walk to work, get paid 5 cents an hour. Well, I used to walk 15 million.
They be putting more on that. He was not getting paid no 5
they be putting sauce on it. Lying. You know they got to put 5
cents an hour.
And this is how much of a sellout our generation is, because we be thinking they lying, and they be dead serious.
How old is your pops? How old is your pops?
6 miles to school every day. I'm like, Daddy, what?
Hey, but look, hey, Trav, watch this. Hey, so G, you from LA? You born and raised in LA?
To the Watch, my whole life.
What you brother?
Yeah,
California?
Yeah.
Okay. So then my dad told me the story, because this is how unruly black niggas in California is. My dad told me a story about how he came out his house and he was walking down the street and he seen a white dude car stopped. And the dude looked at him and said, "Hey boy, what you looking at? You gonna get over and help me or what?" And my dad said, "All right, I'll be right over there, sir." And he got over there and went to go help him. Imagine that shit happen to anybody who was born in California right now.
That'd be a full-fledged
we would have
riot.
beat that. What the fuck you talking about? Boy, nigga, what you like?
I'm finna whoop your ass. Nobody pushing your
exactly.
Hospital pushing your stretcher.
Hey, we
like a word. Like a word. Nah, stay right there. We be right there. We gonna leave you right there too.
It's a hell of a statement.
Well, my dad.
That's a hell of a story. That's very crazy.
I looked at him. I was like, "What the fuck you talking about?" You went over there. Hey, man, I was Mississippi. I had to do that.
He was in Mississippi.
Yeah.
I thought he was in California. Mississippi.
If you ain't got the joint on you, you might have to do that now in Mississippi.
That nigga turned into a rebel.
Shout out to Squish. Glasses, my maternal grandmother was a slave. Great grandmother was a slave.
Yeah.
That's how far we're not away.
That's how close we are to that shit.
Yeah,
Close.
we're right there.
Yeah, we just when that nigga told me he picked cotton, I said, wait a minute.
Keisha B, where your dad live, coach?
This was the crack era though.
To Mississippi.
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 I thought you were saying it happened in California though. That's what I thought.
Nah,
you
it
said.
happened
No.
All right, cool. All right.
Hey,
Yeah,
That's
how
understood.
Lex managed to even hold out in the text in the
between
chat.
California and the South. Like California black people are not taking that shit. We don't understand that type of racism. We don't get where a white dude can call you boy and tell you to come help him and you go walk over there. Yes, I'm sir. Like
what's crazy is I could imagine this generation of kids, like if Rodney King happened today and they knew he was drunk and speeding, they probably would think that was cool that the police whipped his ass.
I mean, he was
But
speeding.
isn't that kind of like
Nah, we had some George Floyd shit if that would happen today.
choked
George Floyd.
Yeah,
but
kind of a similar impact for that's how
it's a little different, right? Because it's like they were able to see that. Like if they thought that, I just worry about black people, man, moving forward. I just worry about that, dog. I really worry. Like,
think how many times you know how many times my sons have seen somebody on the internet on a TikTok video or Instagram with somebody in handcuffs or dealing with the police and then them getting shot, a black person getting shot. They've seen it at least 5 to 10 times.
Yeah, I say that all the time.
Yeah, and that's the same as the Rodney King thing was. It was like so shocking, but now we see it so much. It's like
I said it the other day. Crazy much the other day, though, Crazy. I said that was the worst we've seen back in the days was the Rodney King shit. Nowadays, they seeing all type of shit. They getting this trauma instilled in them right now. Like it's nothing like
sensitize you to it.
Yeah, they
but
desensitized.
because I don't think it's about black and white. I think it's more about clout. I think more of these people would just follow the trendy thing. I think more of these people jumped on the wave where it was trendy to clown Puff. It was trendy to not be a Puff fan. It was trendy to say this. It was trendy to do that.
I can see that.
Now, if the wave goes back the other way, watch how if it becomes trendy to be a Puff supporter, watch how you're gonna see them same people who were trendy, Puff is a horrible person. Now they back on the Puff bandwagon. So a lot of that shit is the internet, man. And a lot of these, and I'm learning that most of these motherfuckers just go with the direction of the crowd. It's just who controlling the wave. That's all. Who pointing it in what direction. These people don't got their own opinions, cuz.
Yeah.
And that's what we missing.
A little bit what he's saying. You got to think, just us as humans, we still have the same brains that humans had 200 years ago. We ain't evolved that much, 500 years. But when you think of how much information and stuff we're taking in today than what they took in 100 years ago, how many opinions you see, how many comments, how many different things are just entering your brain, like you flipping through social media and all these things, and they forming opinions, algorithms, all these different things that they tracking and forming to what you like, what gets your attention. It manipulates you like from almost like the stem of your brain. You almost don't even recognize it. But our brains are like overstimulated. So you're just gonna get swayed. If you don't have a strong mindset, you can see 50 people say something and you start to agree with them and go with the crowd instead of trusting your own thought process, right? So I think we're just seeing a bunch of that too. So everybody's confused. You don't know what's real and what's not real. Everybody's following each other's sheep, those things. So
sometimes I wonder if I had rather been born in this generation than when I was, because I think we were born in that perfect era to where we're still mindful of the past. So when we see shit like this Puffy situation and how black people reacted to it, it hurts us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kids right now,
they don't give two fucks.
They don't give a fuck about this shit. And I'm sitting up here awake at night wondering about what happened to a nigga I don't even like. Like
yo,
this dude, but I'm here like, man, we need this.
Yo, when I woke up, right? I woke up to a text. People talking. I didn't see when the verdict came out. So I woke up. Somebody hit me out. They go, "Yo, open up a room, yo. Diddy got found out guilty." I'm like, "What?" I jump up. I'm like, "Where?" So I go in the room. My kids in the room playing the game and shit. I go, "Yo, Diddy got found out guilty." He's like, I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah."
Who the fuck is Diddy?
Like, so? Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Exactly.
Summertime trap. That nigga ain't
Word.
thinking about that.
I said, damn, bro. It don't sound.
Too.
Shout
Word.
out to Fatima. She makes a good point. The birthright citizenship, where the Supreme Court passed a law that allows Trump to proceed with his challenge of birthright citizenship.
Mm.
And don't get me wrong, I did hear Trump say that law was created to protect the babies of slaves in America. But if you repeal the birthright law, it's going to be interesting to see the verbiage that still makes it okay for us to be here legally. Remember, like, that law was made for us. So if they repeal that law, Trump did say, again, so I'm not putting nothing in his lap, he did say that law was for the babies of slaves on American soil. But how do you repeal the concept and it doesn't take into account the person it was made for? Do they add something in the Constitution that makes it specifically for this? Will you have to prove that you are the descendant of a slave? There's some really, I've thought about that, Fatima, and I really can't. I don't even want to tweet about it because I'm so drained behind trying to get people to see what's happening with Puff, fighting correct charges, not being mischarged, that I don't even want to have the conversation about this because is the things that Black people are going to say makes me really angry and afraid.
I'm gonna be honest with you, G. I'm in America and I'm happy to be here. I'm not saying I don't want nobody telling me get leave. Then I don't want to hear that bullshit. But I almost would love to see only white people in America. Just if they only white people in America and see how that shit turn out for them. White people hate white people. White people, if you go through the end of the beginning of the time, white people can't stand other white people. You understand how fast America will be destroyed if it was only white people in America? They hate each other. They damn near hate they don't even know they really hate themselves more than they hate us. White people hate each other. But
you see what Ukraine and nobody even talking about Ukraine and Russia squabbling.
Niggas
still
can't stand each other.
They just squabbling right now.
But
they both exist.
But if they get rid of that, right, then they don't have to acknowledge that slavery even existed. So then where'd the reparation conversation go?
We'll never get reparations. That ain't happening.
That's what I'm trying to say. So like the deeper part of what you were saying, cuz that I just came to me when you said it. Like, yo, if you don't have to acknowledge that there were even slaves even more if you get rid of that.
It's crazy. That is his intentions. And I do hear some Black people with that rhetoric that they tired of hearing people talk about slavery. And I'm like, I'm just interested. Like, what does the verbiage look like? Does the verbiage look like, okay, first generation? So if your parents were born here, then does that verify your birth? It's the verbiage itself is going to be interesting.
That is going to be interesting. But to piggyback off of, what's your name, brother?
And will that shit apply to them? Because half of them ain't from here either. If they start doing their lineage, these niggas from France and Europe and anywhere else overseas. Niggas ain't from here.
Made an interesting statement. I kind of want to get you guys' opinion on it. Do y'all, if Puffy beats this case and everything goes good for Puffy, do y'all look at that as a win for hip hop?
No, win for him.
I don't know about a win.
Don't got nothing to do with hip hop.
He's a leader in the hip hop community. He's always been there for 30 years. Losing one of our leaders is never a good thing overall for the greater good of the community.
Sure,
which is music. Has he?
But I don't know.
Contributed musically positively to the community.
But I don't know if I would consider it a win as much as it didn't go bad. Like people feel like Puff beat the feds. He didn't. They fucked his life up.
Yeah.
Substantially. Like I was arguing again. I did a television show for this UK film company called Diddy and Plain Sight. And shout out to the lady that was asking me questions and that was producing the doc. I cannot remember her name. She was a cool lady, but she was trying to put the behavior of Puff off on hip hop. And I remember just being so like,
I wouldn't say that.
Offended. Like, you think I would be like, you're sitting here talking to me now. Do you think I would be in a room full of people that think it's okay to drug people? Like, is that what you think of being a
Trap.
man?
I guess Trap would. He cool with it.
You know what I mean? Do you think I would be okay?
I didn't say that. I didn't say
Do
that.
you think, and it's so weird. I was like, do you think I would be okay with men beating their women? Like, I think they take some ideas, right, without context and make it the just behavior of a complete culture. Like, it is not accepted to beat your old lady. There are artists who have talked about fighting with their old ladies in songs, but that is not the just ideal of the culture itself. So I don't know if I consider it a win as much as we didn't lose somebody that they were trying to take. And people have been hitting me about that documentary. Like, it was so many people mad at me. I saw them in the comments, and I'm like, damn, like, are we this far away from blackness to where people don't understand what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, he's not guilty of a RICO. And then everybody crazy kept throwing it, the letter of the law. Oh, well, you know, the letter of the law says if you commit a crime, you know, if they could prove you did 2 or 3 crimes, that's not what the RICO is.
If any black person in America goes by the law, by the letter of the law, then to me, I'm already questioning your blackness, because why would you go by
Thank
the letter
you, coach,
of some laws that you had nothing to do with? Like, you'd have no part in writing any of these letters, and now you in here gonna go by the letter of the law. Like I told you, if I was on jury, I'm going by feel.
Exactly. That's because innately is. What's crazy is I get upset when I see black people in America talking about we did something. Like when America bombed Iran, people's like, oh, we had to.
I'm about human decency first, and then black decency.
So what's your thoughts on people who join the service then?
I was going to join the service to save my own life, but trust and believe, I knew I was joining the gang. Now, somebody in the service said
For sure, gang.
Yeah, if somebody in the service said we, I would be like, oh, okay, because that's a we. You down, but black people in this country acting like white people is making decisions considering you is odd as fuck to me.
I be trying to tell niggas these be gangs.
Especially when it come to that situation. You the last motherfucker on their mind.
They the real niggas wearing them blue. All right. That's the biggest gang in America. Them dems.
So what do y'all think? I think I said this on my show. I think the rebrand for Puff should be Pastor Love.
He got to go. He had to go into the church to.
No, he don't.
Yeah, mega church, Joel Osteen style, somewhere in the South.
No, he don't.
Pastor Love.
No, he don't.
Good boy record. Good boy record. Gospel record label.
He can stay a bad boy full effect. You know everything that I do now. You know I'm a fucking weirdo pervert. I'm living my truth right now.
Or does he become a spokesman for the swinger universe?
Yeah, for the swinger I'm saying living my truth now. Y'all know what I do.
Yeah, he become a spokesman for the swinger community. He start wearing that shit on his sleeve, start running around with the rainbow merch on.
He
become super love.
Hey, for sure, Puffy's gay. Like, no doubt about it.
No.
He ain't do nothing gay.
No, I'm just saying, for sure he's gay.
He did something gay, but he didn't do nothing gay.
No, he did something weird. He did something weird.
He did something weird.
He did something weird.
He didn't do anything gay.
You got to be Puffy for me. Like,
no, you got
something weird.
Puffy is for sure a gay male.
No.
For sure a gay male.
We heard some weird shit. We didn't hear no gay shit.
I ain't no gay shit.
Over.
Nigga,
I ain't no gay shit. I heard weird shit. I ain't no gay shit.
It's a weird shit.
What you say?
And even if he was gay, what's going in the church, coach?
No.
That'd be a perfect place for him.
That heroin be having men suck penis.
Them niggas.
Who told you that?
It was deep down in their mind.
I saw it in real life.
Where he got that
Who told you that, bro?
I saw it in real life. I saw people didn't have no money.
No, bro, you
are menace to society.
You are after school special, be for real for yo.
We did see that nigga offer
don't do
drugs.
He went to the fridge.
He went there cheeseburgers. That is the next.
That's crack.
So cheeseburgers, right?
Let's start right here. Y'all not gonna convince me that drugs don't make y'all gay.
Nah,
bro, you gotta
it helped you be gay.
No. I had a baby off Molly, cuz that shit don't make you gay.
Gay was already dormant, laying in you dormant.
No, No.
And then as soon as you take
Oh,
it's like in the Inhumans. Oh, y'all probably ain't into X.
I know him. I know him. Yeah, that's my shit.
Yeah, okay. Like, yeah, it's that X gene is laying dormant in them.
Exactly.
They need something to bring it out. That heroin, what y'all call that shit? That pink cocaine?
They call it spirits.
What they
Why
call
you
it?
think they call it
man.
Okay,
It was
Trap. Why do they
gold,
call it
man.
spirits?
Yo, you ever seen the movie?
Hold up, Trap. Okay, Trap. Why do they call it spirits?
It ain't nothing to do with spirits.
It
Probably,
ain't got nothing to do with what you about to say, cuz.
You know there's gay spirits out there too.
And yes,
you might get the wrong spirit.
Jack Daniels.
Jackie Daniels. Like,
exactly. You sipping on that Jack and you get Jackie Daniels. Next thing you know, you sucking a dick.
What is happening?
Come on.
Hey, G says to chick so he never take no drugs or drink in his life.
No,
this is what he did. That's why he never touched none of that shit, because he was like, I ain't sucking no dick.
For sure.
I don't think it worked like that though. I don't think it.
Shout out to the G homie Denny. Glasses, people are not going to hold him accountable. Puff, he's going to put out some marketing music and everyone forget about his wrongdoings. Nah. Not social media.
What kind of marketing music? What?
Yeah, I don't know if it's not. It's
marketing. God
got to get involved.
No, bro.
I don't think God want to be involved.
Yeah, he need to be.
God, he has to be past the love Trap. I'm telling you.
I'm with
Joel Osteen Super Church. Know what I mean? Come out with the suit, doing the take that dance behind it. You know, I'm telling you, vibe.
No, you don't.
Past the love.
I could see G selling Sherman saying gay to each buyer. For sure.
Gay.
Man, listen. You see these people be craving for drugs. The first thing they compromise is their sexuality.
What? The first thing?
Yeah, they be
what
like,
are you talking about? The nigga offered cheeseburgers.
Yeah, but
first.
That's a normal offer.
First.
But then how is your next thing after cheese? Why you didn't say I'll mow your lawn?
Logically, hey, dude, if you offer nigga cheeseburgers,
your clothes.
Apparently, logically, the next move is sucking their dick.
No, it's not. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I guess it's correct.
The lowest offer possible.
Hey, let me ask y'all, what would have been the third thing? Like, what was the next thing after sucking?
He already went. He went from. He could have mowed his lawn. He could have washed his car. Why you say I wash your car?
Well,
for real.
If the nigga didn't shoot him so fast, I wonder what would have came after sucking his dick. Like if he was like, nah, I'm cool and suck my dick. What was next?
Shout out to Lex. It's wild. Glasses and Craze, y'all at one point participated in the genocide of black folk being affiliated with gang violence and the degradation of our community.
That got
Glass
dark
House
fast.
Yeah, Lex, you better stop hulking out in them comments, Lex.
It's okay. Lex, I know you're the agent of chaos, but I'll entertain the thought. It's not about genocide, Lex. Gangbanging is really about brotherhood and fellowship, whether you understand it or not. And I get it because Robert Duvall and Dennis Hopper made a movie, right? And they said this is what's happening, and you believed it. You're just not listening to me when I tell you most of the time people are not fighting. They're not shooting. They're not killing. People just fight. It's just sometimes, Lex. So it's not a genocide. To even reference it the same way of what happened with Hitler and Jewish people in Germany is just intellectually disingenuous. It's horrible, Lex. It's a horrible thing to do. And it's really disrespectful to the people that actually went through a genocide, like black people in America, like German people, you know what I'm saying? And like German, like Nazi Germany did to Jewish people. It's just lazy. I mean, so
hey, Lex, I tell you this, Lex, I had more Crips help me out or look out for me than I had actual gang board and gang turf board beef. And you could do with that if you want. I had more Lokes actually do favors and look out for me on some brotherhood shit than actual beef I had with other gang members.
Craze. This is how my career goes. The first person who helped me in the business, to help me get in the business, was a homie named Tone. We used to call him Black Tone, not Tony Lane. That's my guy too, but my homie Tone from Village Town, rest in peace. He died. He was my brother-in-law's best friend. He introduced me to 4 Cent. 4 Cent and Game were really close. He took me to West Side Piru. Me and 4 Cent was rapping in each other's backyard. Mind you, that's a Village Town Piru. That's the first person, Lex. Second person is from West Side Piru, 4 Cent. We were rapping. I was rapping my Crip raps. He was rapping his Piru raps. Lex, right in his neighborhood. He thought I was dope, and he introduced me to Game, Face, and G-Ride, who are from Cedar Block, Piru. They thought I was dope, so they let me be down with their movement, Lex, and gave me a record deal. Right, got me going, gave me their platform without even having me sign to them officially, Lex. Their Pirus. I signed a record deal with Mac 10, who is from Queen Street Bloods, Lex. He's a blood. Stop letting Dennis Hopper tell you about black people. You have my number, Lex. You can ask me every question about gangs. You do not have to listen to Dennis Hopper and his movie Colors about gangs. You don't have to. You don't have to look at what Fox News
Colors
or
is a cop movie.
TV shows tell you about gangs. At this point, Lex, we are good enough for you to call my phone and be like, Glasses, school me about this because I don't understand what's going on. And obviously, Dennis Hopper has misled me. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, you don't have to keep saying stuff that don't make sense. I know I saw all the news articles. I seen all the news stories, Lex, but eventually you got to ask a question versus thinking you understand. So when you don't say stuff that's just crazy like that. It's no genocide happening in gang banging. That's not what's happening. That's like saying it's genocide in Africa because tribes are arguing and fighting sometimes. It's like saying it's just not the same. It's a very serious thing. You doing the same thing that them people did to Puff. You taking a letter, an idea of something, and then you making it fit everything. It's like when people call gang members serial killers. That is not what a serial killer is.
It's not even enough gang killing to be called a genocide.
Yes.
Like they acting like it's thousands and thousands and thousands of gang killings in LA a year.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, there's been mass shootings
where they knock off more people than people do in a month. But I'm just saying,
crazy.
At this point, shout out to everybody at the lunch table. No Ceilings Live. Click that like button. Double click your screen, whatever. You're on Twitter, retweet this link. You're on Facebook, share this post. I got my homie Craze right here from the Sec Life podcast is going crazy. My brother Trap. You see this IG, ADHD podcast. My brother Metro, you know what I mean? Got a great marketing agency. You know what I mean? Y'all follow him on Instagram. Is it Money Making Metro still?
Metro, the CEO.
Metro, whoo, leveled up.
Upgraded.
And Coach,
the CEO.
Coach right here, Coach Will. Great basketball coach, sports mind, and understand the body and all that fly stuff. Got great programs. Y'all follow him on Instagram. Wolf Pack _prime.
Look at that nigga. Look at that.
There you go.
Wow.
So you don't, all of y'all at the lunch table, y'all ask me and Craze about gang. Unless you are a gang member. Now, I understand if you feel like your brother's a gang member, so you know. No, you don't know because you saw through his lenses. Ask about gangs. I will explain it to you. You don't have to take none of that bad information you got from all these other people that's been lying. I'm going to be transparent and tell you the truth. So, Lex, you do not have to reference it the way people reference what happened with Nazi Germany and Jewish people when you refer to black people here. It's just ridiculous. It's disingenuous, and it's actually problematic. Okay, Lex?
These niggas said Crips didn't put all the bloods in the oven.
And Lex last night we talking about him and his crew. Remember? Lex always talk about him and his crew. So Lex, you was running around the street gangbanging. So stop that shit, like.
Lex a gangbanger.
Lex is horrible. Lex, I heard Lex talk crazy. He was talking about all kind of stuff about somebody's mama. Him and John was arguing. They were talking so disrespectful to each other. I'm like, bro, what is wrong with y'all? Like,
I normally be able to bring that nigga down like Shorty in the Avengers.
You have to know, Lex. Think about it. When you arguing with John and y'all saying the worst things in the world that's happening, and I'm telling y'all to act like y'all got some sense. Remember, it's a Crip telling you that. Hey, you guys are acting like you have no sense. Please, could y'all conduct yourself with a reasonable, reasonable expectations?
That probably just made Lex sad when you broke
what?
That was a Crip telling me that.
Shout out to Ray Like the Sun. This is what I say. I'm against the black on black crime trope, yet I clearly identify how we have been propagandized to treat ourselves with less value. I am on an advocate of valuing ourselves differently. All poor people, Ray, do that. All poor people, Ray, do that. Here's something that's funny, and I think people don't understand this. The pride in poor people, they are gangs. They are hip hop. That's the pride of poor people. Taking the fact that you don't speak the greatest English and making a language and then being able to articulate it over music is how you got rapping that you call hip hop. The level of DJing. Remember, you could just hire a band and they could just play music if you have the money. But when you take 2 records that are cheap and you use this equipment and you can make your own music, right? That's what the DJing component is about. Black on black crime is not a real thing because nobody does shit to black people because they're black. When people say white on black crime, they're talking about crimes that happen to black people based off race and then a system that doesn't allow them to be held accountable. If you shoot another black man in this country and the police see it, you're going to jail. If they find out, you're going to jail. You're not going to get away with it. And I don't care what none of the toughest niggas breathing air say. Ain't no nigga shot no nigga just because he was black that day. Look at this nigga.
I don't know. When I hear black on black crime, when I hear black on black crime, they're making it seem like it's injustices going on with black. When they refer to black on black crime, but I think that people got to understand when you talking about injustice, there got to be a power imbalance there. And this black on black crime is a bunch of poor people who are, you don't see. I've never seen one of my friends who have money say, I'm about to go rob from some black people right now. I'm about to go.
I'm just gonna pick black people.
Go.
You steal from niggas.
We gonna catch some
niggas
lacking today.
You gonna get away.
Like, what in the world is this black on black crime shit? And I don't understand who. I wonder who made that phrase.
Some racist white man. Some racist white people who wanted to disseminate.
Y'all think that shit was just propaganda?
Yeah. Shout out to Ray Like the Sun. I am concerned with poor black people first and foremost. The problem is poor. So if you want to fix that, if you want to bring value, you have to take all the people that's making entirely too much money and they have to start investing in black people that are not making enough money.
Being poor in America is a systemic thing. That's not us making us poor thing. Like we don't wake up and be like, you know what, I'm about to.
But you have to make it your business. The wealthiest black the wealthiest black people in American society, they have to make it their business to uplift poor black people. That needs to be the mantra. If you want to bring value, change somebody's pockets. I watched so many homies who never had nothing. They never had nothing. And during the pandemic, they hit a lick and they was coming up off of all that hustling everybody was doing. And I watched it change their life because they finally had a reason to feel decent. They could give their kids lunch money. They could pay the bills. They didn't have to live off their old lady. Some people I personally know, it changed their life forever. So if you want black people to have value for themselves, you can't just say, hey, you could be poor in here when everybody telling you not shit if you poor. We flipped that already. That's how we got hip hop. That's how we got gangbanging. We flipped that. We took being poor and the brothers in New York made hip hop. That's them saying, you know what? I don't care if I'm poor. I'm gonna make something great. And it made some brothers rich, but everybody has to be tasked with lifting poor black people up. If you not, then you can't create value mentally and people just poor. It's the consistency with all human beings.
The people that commit the most crimes on poor black people are rich white people.
Hands down. It's the greatest.
Whenever black people get money, they crime if they do commit crimes, it's against the white man. Tax evasion and stuff like that.
It's hard to create value for ourselves, Coach, when you don't got nothing. Especially in a society, in a true hyper capitalist society that tell you not shit if you don't have nothing.
You know what the crazy? Go ahead, brother.
Mindset development, personal development, your mindset, the way you view the world, your perspective, all of that is very, very critical. Because either you see opportunities in everything, or the voices of the world will drown out your opinion. And we all have that inner voice that tells us what we want to do, your goals, your dreams, what you want to do. But sometimes a lot of people just let the world just beat it out of them. And that's just my quick.
Hey, you know what the crazy thing is? We look at all these stories of these few white people who came up rough and then made it to be successful, and we look at it like, oh, that's great, nigga. We have real life superheroes. If you start off poor and black and you make it in America, you are a fucking superhero.
Man, I can't. But
the thing is too, you can't just give money because they have to understand what to do with it, because you will mismanage the opportunity and end back up where you were, because your thinking is what leads you to where you are in your life. you know what I'm saying? So if you have to give people opportunity, but the mindset and thinking part is the foundation of it. You can't just hand them a bag of money and be like, yeah, you good now.
I think it's the way you give them the money.
I just had this conversation in the airport with Joker and the homie Don Dub. And I was telling them both, they were trying to convince me that homie that owned Amazon was a great person. I'm like, he a piece of shit. And I was like, why? He created all these jobs. I'm like, if you only create jobs with money, you're a piece of shit. Like Milton Hershey to me is the closest thing to a real motherfucking American. If it's an American white person that I gotta really say that white person had it, Milton Hershey. He invested in humans. He created communities, places where people that lived, that worked in his factories, and everything. Right now, Jeff Bezos can give you a job that pay you $20 an hour. You can't even survive. You can't even live near the factory if you in LA. That's all they're doing. That's all you doing with $80 billion. That's it. You just gave some people some jobs. Well, that seemed like slavery. You just trying to make some more money for yourself. Yeah. When do people start to invest in people completely?
It should be people. It should always be people over profit. Yeah. But a lot of times it's profit over people for the biggest. But we live in a capitalistic society and stuff, so it's like it's eat or get eaten. It's
but it's not that. It's not
a pimp or you a hoe, one or the other.
Pick
one.
But it's not that. It's just what society changed from, right? It went from we used to applaud people that invested in the people to involve. Now we just applaud people that just got money for no reason. Yeah. Like people want you to celebrate other people getting rich.
But the only way you get rich is genuinely solving a problem, though.
Yeah.
Like if you're not filling a void and solving a problem, you're not just getting your money. People ain't just giving Apple their money for nothing, like Tesla or Amazon or any of these companies. They're making things easier. Like Amazon does make an ease of use.
I see you, Ray.
We all use Amazon Prime or order something online and it just comes to the door. Sometimes the same day. You even got to leave the house. Yeah. It saves us time from the tedious things that we have to do in the world. We have a short life as human beings, so we love to invest in our time and our money into things that save us time, because time is the only thing that we have that's slipping away all the time. We see that.
But if that's the truth, then why millionaires and billionaires, the masters of being bored? They mastered the art of being bored.
Yeah, for sure. Doing the same repeated things.
So that's how you get your time back. You become successful just to waste money on being bored.
Well, it's not that. So there's two type of mind states, right? There's the people that enjoy living and they do things to prolong life. And then there's people who there's an evil way to have money. Like me and Charlemagne talked about this. This is kind of a debate we've always had going on. He calls it compassionate capitalism. I'm like, that don't exist. It don't exist. And I think it's because he's such a good dude with his friends that he tries his best to help his friends get ahead. And I'm like, that's because that's not in the name of capitalism. That's in the name of you being a man, right? It's not capitalism says, you know what I mean? Like profit hard and keep it moving. But I think there's no need for Jeff Bezos can inject $40 billion. He has that type of, revenue to inject $40 billion. Same for Elon Musk. They can inject money into situations where people can live. They can raise whole generations of people.
Right. For real.
You know what I mean? And I mean real problems. Like not just give them a way to take care of themselves, but give them a place to live. Give them places to eat at. All this so dope shit.
Like world hunger shouldn't exist. As many rich people as there are on the planet,
exactly.
How are y'all not pooling our money together to end world hunger? Like do that first.
But capitalism only makes sense when somebody's making money, not when somebody's spending money.
I mean,
it's funny.
I seen something that said, as the average human to really get off of and get everything you want for the most part, they said you need $20 million, at best $40 million. Now you can live off.
They said that to live in New York.
Drive what you want. If you got hundreds of billions of dollars, like, bro, for 20 million is like they make that every day.
Yeah,
like that shit.
You can invest into human. We stop investing in human beings.
Yeah, human history is what you're investing into. Like that's beyond money and shit. Like people.
But
how would you not?
Like for example, like in New York, right? You know why the project exists in New York? Because they need people to work in all them in all them buildings. They need people to run the city. They need people to drive the trains. They need people to drive the buses. They need people to work inside them little delis. They need people to work. to make the city go round, but they can't afford to pay them people what they deserve. So let's build these project buildings up and let's sack these people in here. Let's make it rent subsidized so we keep them rent control. That way we control their wages also, because what's most important to them is paying their rent. And then we make it easy for them to get public assistance so they can feed themselves and their kids. And then in turn, you get welfare and stuff like that. And what I learned, like when I moved from New York and I came to Georgia, and I think the difference between a red and a blue state, like this shit out here, they don't make it easy for you to do shit. Nigga, it's really you eat what you kill out here. New York, you can fall on your ass and they'll pretty much feed you as long as you working for the city. Like the way I'm telling you.
Who working for the city living in the projects?
I'm talking about not working for the city itself. I'm talking about working for
the Walmart, the diners, all the low income wage jobs.
All the low income wage jobs.
That's why they have the housing for people that could house the people.
Because if I get too focused on just living, think about how many people. My grandmother, 96 years old, she's been in the project since before I was born. There's no reason for her to still be there. But she raised 3 generations of kids in that project. So how many of them kids were part of that system, part of the New York City system? And she stayed them, she kept it in that rent subsidized apartment. She stayed a part of the system. So how many people are they relying on to stay a part of that system? To not want to advance themselves, to not want to go out and make more money.
Just how you kept using the word system. That's why I said it's a systemic thing when it comes to black people being poor in this country. The most eye-opening thing I ever did was go to El Segundo High for a year. When I went over there, it was nothing but white people. It was 7 black people at that school. And when I got to see white people and how they was raising their children and how they talked about money and it was so different. I said, wait a minute here. So when I start raising my children could never have a job. My baby mom got mad at me because I would never let my kids have a job. Hey, why you? Because that's what we're taught to. Hey, you got to get a job. You got to get a work in a factory. You got to do this. She was like, hey, teach them a trade. My children will never learn a trade. They will never get a job early. None of my kids have ever had a job until they went into their career. I'm only raising my kids to have careers and be bosses.
Yeah,
I would never let them have, because that's how they get us. They've been raising us to work in these factories and to be a part of this system, and we can never get out of this shit. But it's a systemic thing. We got to start teaching our children, like, hey, this is not what we raised to do.
New systems.
Yes, exactly. Bingo. Mm-hmm. So that's my thing. That's I raised my children. You'll never work at McDonald's. You'll never. I don't give a fuck if you got to live off me until you finish whatever. You'll never.
We're on the same page.
Yes.
I do the same thing.
Like, yeah, my 19-year-old, he a videographer. He been behind the camera since he's 13. He be out here doing videos for businesses and stuff, making videos. He showed me how he got like 8 or 9 companies paying him like $1,500 a month. That's something. He's 19 years old, pulling in over $10,000 a month. And that's because I put him on behind that camera. Like when he was 13, that's what he wanted to do. So I just bought it for him and drilled him on it. He making YouTube videos, him and his brother doing all that stuff and just perfecting his skills. Got him some of the softwares. My pops got him one of them big PC ones for Christmas. He just been locked in for since he was 17 doing quinceañeras. He shoot the music videos for my label. So all my artist music videos, he shoot the music videos, do all the graphics. And he just running businesses. Like same thing you said. Like, man, I would never. He be looking at his friends like, y'all got jobs.
Man, I will
be laughing at them like y'all crazy. Like,
yeah, but I don't want to. So I get everything everybody's saying, but one thing I don't. Some people not meant for school. I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think we do need trades. Now, maybe not for your kids. Your kids probably got a different level of genetics, and you're able to.
Those are trades.
No, I'm saying education, right? To proceed into education, to go into further education or higher education, right? To masters. Everybody, kids ain't that, and I think that's what's wrong. Like right now, the pipeline for black people trying to send their kids to college as a level of success is so. And shout out to Mook and shout out to Pete, who do No Ceilings with me for educating me, that it has lowered the value of education, especially at like a bachelor level, like bachelor of science, bachelors of art. It's lowered it. It's not meant for education. I think we're struggling in our communities because we have removed trades. Trades have now been frowned upon, and it's higher education or own business, when it should be either higher education, running a business, or trades. Trades was a big thing. It really shifted Black people into the position that we are in now, you know, because trades allow people to sacrifice their dreams, but finance a house and get their kids through college and all these things that
nurses and dentists stuff. And
this is
It
how
allowed you to have a
generation.
side hustle. A trade gave you a built-in side hustle. If
Yeah.
you know how to fix shit, you can always go get some money.
Yeah. So I think we do need trades again. I think that's a really important thing. I think we don't have enough plumbers. I think we don't have enough electricians. I think we don't have a lot of really valuable and very well paid trade people in this country.
If you are teaching your kid to go get a trade and be in a system, I think that's a detriment to Black people. But if you're teaching your children to get a trade and then go be a businessman with that trade, like, hey, if you're gonna be a plumber, be your own boss as a plumber. Like, work your way. You should always be having. I'm telling you, when I've seen these white kids don't have no kind of, hey, you gotta go get a job. You gotta go do this. We gotta go push you into this. You gotta do this. These white kids going through life carefree, trying to figure out shit, and then when they figure out shit, they go into it and they got it, and now they become bosses and they run companies and they do all this type of shit. Like, you should not force your kid to go want to go work for somebody.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think that's another conversation, right? The ability to run and organize business. You could teach your kid that if you're equipped with that, right? If you have that information. Mitro, you know, was always kind of rejected the concept of a job. So he started figuring out his own business so he could program it in his kids. Same for you. But I don't know if every Black person is going, at this point at least, is going to be able to teach their kid how. But it's nothing wrong, I wanted to say, of having a trade and technical skills as something that you can help people, and then they could actually feed themselves because you can help people. Like, so I think that's a big part of what's, you know, malfunctioning in Black America is the lack of trade. Like, there isn't Coach, like, shout out to Lil Will and everybody. They are sharp dudes. Nigga, you coach some people that ain't sharp. I'm just gonna say, now, I'm not saying all of them. I ain't gonna point no names at none of the homies because they some great kids, but some of them niggas may not be that sharp. Now,
the brightest color in the crayon box right there.
You know what I'm saying? That some of it is pale. Some of them colors ain't coming through. Some of the driveways go, it's 10 foot to the garage, it goes 6 feet, and it's dirt.
They know how to do the drop step, though. They know how to do the drop step.
I don't even know how to do that, Trap.
See that shit.
They don't know how to do that.
I just got to put. I don't know which kids. I'm not saying I talk to kids. But I'm
gonna say this, G. You meet a I don't want it, for lack of a better word, I can't think of it right now. But you meet a dumb kid, you gonna meet a dumb parent.
But again, but you can't fight that. Some people legitly, to some, like, life traumatizes some. We all don't have time to read. Some of us not born with that light that goes on.
That's the systemic shit, though, G. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. But trade is a big part of how you change it. That, like, when Black
There's
people,
nothing wrong with trade.
Yeah, when Black people in America were doing well, it was in a, like, when they say make America great, if there's a time that I can name for Black people, it'll be the 50s and 60s when they had all of the warehouses going and Detroit was booming. Detroit is Black America to me. If you want to know how Black people in America is doing as a whole, look at Detroit. If Detroit not doing good, Black people in America ain't doing good. That is Black. Detroit is Black as shit. Memphis is Black as shit. But Detroit, like, Chicago got a lot of Black people, but they got a lot of white people. Detroit is just all Black people.
Okay.
So if you want to know the status of Black America, to me, look at Detroit. Because that's Black people depending on themselves.
You're saying that because Motown up there, man. Cut it out, bro.
You gotta go out. Happen to be Motown up there too, but I'm saying because it's like 900. What's the population?
More than Atlanta? You saying they're more than Atlanta?
Yeah, because Atlanta got a lot of white people too.
Yeah, it's a lot of white down here, Trap. Atlanta's a very small part of Georgia.
Lord knows Georgia.
Georgia is still Georgia.
Not worse.
He said
Better.
even worse.
But you know what I told my son the other night, though, Coach?
All these niggas out here.
You go to Detroit,
That
boy.
sounded
Niggas,
horrible.
oh, shit.
So
No, I liked it like that because when you out here, it's like so diverse.
Detroit has a large black
Right.
population, making it a majority black city. Specifically, black or American Africans or African Americans constitute approximately 80% of the city's population. That's a lot of black people.
So what's this, that's number one. Then what's number two?
I don't know. It's gonna be way far, and it ain't gonna be no population of that size. So I'm saying, to me, if you want to measure how
That's
black,
not even a good thing, though, B. Because I've been in Detroit, and Detroit is fucked up, B. So to say that Detroit is 80% black, and that shit is fucked up as it is, B. Come on, bro.
because
And
we,
if
that's
Memphis
what we
is
should
number
all,
2.
but I'm gonna tell you the problem. We should all black people. Look, I don't got millions of dollars. I make money, but I don't got millions of dollars. But we should all be investing in Detroit.
That shit is bad up there, B. They got
But
the
that's
hospitals
because
going
we
for
not
$1
coming
right now.
into Detroit. We going to Georgia. We going to Georgia to where we going to Georgia where all the white
Cold
people
up there.
surrounded.
Cold up there.
All the white people surrounded.
cold.
Remember
And the
Black
day
Wall
they
Street,
get
what you-
mad,
We gonna invest
and the
in
day
Detroit,
they
what
get
gonna come do to
mad,
that?
they gonna just come in that shit and it's gonna be a fight. Detroit is where that is black.
We
Black.
start building up Detroit, they're gonna come gentrify it.
That shit, yo,
No,
bro.
that's
You
why
been to Detroit before? You been to Detroit before, Coach?
We should be doing it. We should be there.
I want to get property out there.
You ever been there? You ever been there before, Craze?
I ain't
We went
never
up there-
been, but I want to
Yeah,
get property.
we went up there with Viola, right, to do a Iverson launch, right?
It's finna be
So
bad.
I'm not gonna go like crazy. So we went to like 4 different dispensaries and we was doing this shit, right? So like we literally drove all around Detroit, B. You know what I'm saying? But when I tell you that thing is that shit like a third world country, man, for real, B. That shit look bad.
So that's Black America as a whole. So there's a couple of you trap and some old people like Coach, kids getting masters, and then it's the rest of us.
What you mean?
I think he said the rest.
Well, I didn't stay in that damn hood. I stayed downtown.
That's
I
not what
wasn't
I'm
I wasn't staying over there.
My name is Trap. I don't go stay in the
I
trap.
don't trap.
Yeah, I don't.
I go into the trap. My name is
Yo,
Trap.
bro, that shit was looking just how the BMF shit look, B. That shit, you know how she be looking on BMF? That shit was, I seen the record store shit they had. That shit was, it's bad out there, B. Yeah,
But
bro,
that's where we need to actually invest. That's black. If you want to know the status of Black America as a whole, look at Detroit. When Black America was booming, Detroit was booming. Ever since Detroit been down, Black America been just limping, trying to get to the finish line.
It's crazy because America got you not even wanting to be around black people like that.
Yeah, and they won't
when you
convince
start
me.
getting money and shit, you be
I
like,
love it around black
Everybody
people.
get mad at me. Everybody get mad at me because crazy. They be like, guys, why you down there in Flatbush with niggas? Why you go to Staten Island with niggas? I'm like, it's black people,
You
bro.
ain't supposed to go no damn stand out. Yo, bro, you done told me
Ain't no black people in Staten Island.
Bro,
Cuz.
where I go to a black, where I go to a Staten Island,
You go to the 2 sections of black people. It's 2 sections, like it's 2 dots. That's it.
because I'm going where the brothers is at.
if that nigga Glasses was buying a house right now, and you went to go to a block and you seen,
I want to buy a house right now in the Richland Farms
I don't know why.
in Compton.
Go buy one in Detroit. You got it for $1. You got it for $1 in Detroit. Go buy one.
I am. That's what I'm telling
Go-
y'all.
and live in it. And live in it. And live in it.
I would live in there.
You gonna
What,
rent that motherfucker out.
what do y'all think is gonna happen if I live there?
You gonna want to leave.
You don't wanna leave.
What's gonna happen?
But you ain't gonna want to come out your house every day and be a fucked up neighborhood.
You niggas start getting some money. I'll be like, niggas is looking at me. They watching me. Stop trying to show off.
Nah,
I'm gonna be in
Nah, that's
Detroit.
not what I'm saying.
I wear rubber bands.
I
bracelets.
could
Like, I
leave
don't-
Detroit. I could go live in Detroit, park my low right there, drive around town, do my thing, live there, and be just fine. It's black people there.
Go, I'll visit you.
Cause you not gonna want to come out your house every day and see a fucked up neighborhood. That's gonna
hopefully I
annoy
can buy
you.
everything and fix it all up, and then y'all could all come down there and we could be black together in Black America.
That makes more sense.
No, it started with one brother.
I don't want to be with y'all.
Yeah, Keith, you can invest some money. I'll invest
Look,
some money.
I'll be there. I'll be there. When it get hot up here in Detroit, when it start getting cold around
I
August,
do not want to walk.
I'm just playing.
Hey, right.
when
You
it
should
start getting cold, I'm out. I'm with you as long as it's nice. As soon as it starts getting cold, I'm gone.
You see what he said? I would walk out my house and see white people.
Nah, I did. I'm playing crazy. Though I'm just playing. I don't like.
I love Detroit, man. I love brothers.
A lot of white people make me nervous. Like too many white people would make me nervous.
Yo, too many people make me nervous. Period. I don't like concerts. None of that shit.
Like too many humans. Period. Make me nervous.
I like people. Okay, I like people coming together when there's a reason why we come together. If we coming together because it's a street race and it's 1,000, I'm cool. If we on the boulevard and there's cars out there, I'm cool. If we just coming together to be in the club and poison ourselves with spirit, I'm not cool.
That's just too hood for me. Like this is why, man. This is my boy, but I could not hang with him that many places because I can't go to no street race. Why you want to be there?
It's fire.
It's dangerous. That's dangerous. Them niggas out there driving all reckless. And
Would
shit.
you jump out of plane?
Fuck no, nigga. What? I'm black. Why
Hell
would I do that?
no.
He don't eat sweet potato pie, man. Come on, like, you know you ain't doing that, man.
He do prefer stuffing over
Why
dressing.
the fuck would y'all eat sweet potato pie? We not pouring
Because
no
it's
more.
good. Because it's good.
Nobody
You can't kill the sweet potato pie, Cole. Come on, Cole. That go with you. Some things go with you.
I can't
Money
argue.
don't change sweet potato pie.
Yeah, I can't argue with you, Coach, because I do happen to know that the stuff we talking about we eat based off of economic status at the time.
Exactly.
But I still like
money turns sweet potato pie to Dutch apple pie.
No, it don't.
Put some ice cream on it.
It does.
But you don't eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich?
No, it don't.
I'm about to eat. No, you know what? Hey, you got me, Trap. I'm about to go eat peanut butter jelly sandwich right now. After I get up out of here.
P&J's all day.
Ain't that the go-to after the workout? The P&J? After you work out?
Since I was a kid, man. It's just something I can't get out of it. I can't get out of P&J.
I just ate one this morning after I worked out.
Guess what? I'm gonna go home and eat me some salmon tonight.
You eat grits? You eat grits?
I call that shit grit, number one. And
he eat cream of wheat. He eat cream of wheat. Yeah, cream of wheat.
Why y'all niggas over there eating grits?
Farina.
Okay, Trap, no, bro. Why the fuck would I eat grits?
Why you eat sugar?
Because they good. It's good.
As long as you eat sugar, I'm cool.
Ain't no damn sugar in grits. Stop doing that shit, bro.
The pot is over. Trap doing that dumb shit again. Now you real slave.
Wait, what
you
he
from
say?
New York?
What do you say?
He keeps trying to season the grits.
You posted salt, pepper, and cheese.
Hey, Trap.
Salt, pepper, and cheese.
Hey, Trap. Hey, when on a rare occasion I eat grits, I put seasoning salt, brown sugar.
Brown
Wait, you turn the grits brown?
I'm about to let y'all coons get on me again.
I'm mad at that, nigga. Fuck it. Turn the grits brown, nigga. I'm super racist.
Sweet and savory?
Even my grits gotta be brown, nigga. That's what I'm on now. I'm using that now.
Sweet and savory. There you go.
Sweet and sour grits?
Nah, hey, man.
Why don't you just eat oatmeal, cuz? I got brown sugar oatmeal.
You said what?
Eat oatmeal, brown sugar oatmeal.
I eat oatmeal way more than I eat grits.
I eat grits, B. When I lived in the South, I ate grits every morning. I lived in the South, B. Every morning we ate grits.
Over.
Y'all niggas gotta stop doing this, man. Hey, y'all niggas, fuck. I don't, man.
You just be saying some unsavory shit.
You too, glasses. Y'all gotta stop doing that shit.
Salt and brown
I know
sugar?
you don't have to eat no grits. You don't have to eat sweet potato pie.
True. I'm not, but it's delicious.
It's not about not having it. They ain't gotta do
cool.
Brown sugar.
No matter how much money you get, sweet potato pie goes with you. Patty LaBelle makes sweet potato pie.
No, it's not.
I think apple pie might be better for you, but I know sweet potato pie tastes better.
It's good for your soul. It's good for your soul.
Y'all niggas got them slave taste buds still.
Yes.
Like, man, y'all gotta get out of that. No, man. Hey, you don't need no sweet potato pie. I'm telling you, when y'all wake up,
Speaker told me he want dressing over. He likes stuffing over dressing.
Stovetop.
Stovetop is delicious.
He said,
"Nah, I fuck with stovetop.
I hate macaroni and cheese. No, I fucking hate it.
Let me guess. You like shake and bake chicken too?
Nah, I hate macaroni and cheese. What the fuck we eat? Why are we eating macaroni and cheese, my nigga? Like, what are we doing?
Why? Because it's delicious.
Type of pastas. Like, what the fuck?
We're not Italian.
Those two and stuff.
I'm not eating mac and cheese.
Yo, you go, but what? Don't they tell it? He'll go eat a chicken parmesan sandwich though.
Oh, you're damn right.
What?
Oh, you're damn right.
No Sinners Live, the lunch hour, every Wednesday and Friday
put that on my mind.
Pacific Standard Time, right here in Digital Soapbox. Click the thumbs up button or tap your screen twice. Let everybody know if your house. Twitter, retweet this link. Facebook, share this post. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings Podcast. Drops every Tuesday. Just dropped a fresh episode. Go subscribe to the No Ceilings Podcast feed. iHeart Podcast app, Apple Podcast app, or anywhere you get your podcast from. No Syllabus Podcast, executive produced by Charlamagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart. And we finna start winding down. The Knicks have got a great coach, Trap, Mike Brown. I hope you know that.
Salute.
I like that. I like that pickup. I like that pickup for them.
That's a great pickup.
Greatest overboard. Like,
fantastic.
He's
Nah,
overboard.
You didn't like
coach. Mike Brown's a proven coach. He's a proven coach.
No,
Mike
I would have hated
King rocking
we
before
had a
they
hard
get him
argument
dirty.
if they would have got Bud. Fuck Bud.
See?
Who said?
No.
Oh, it's my Bud.
I'm happy they got. I would take Mike Brown over Bud any day.
Would you take Mike Brown over JJ Redick?
You
Yes.
said what?
Would
Take
you take
who?
Mike Brown over JJ Redick?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes. 50-win season his first year.
So that don't matter, dog. He got LeBron James and Luka Doncic. You better win.
Oh, so he got
50
LeBron.
games.
So LeBron is good then.
I mean,
LeBron
you have
is good.
LeBron James win 50 games. I didn't say
Okay,
the
so LeBron
championship.
is cool.
Yo, you think they're gonna trade Brown glasses?
I mean,
if you-
the worst
if you-
nigga to ever
I mean,
fucking touch the basketball.
no,
and shit.
I'm saying if you-
be fucking curious to me,
Look,
I'd be confused.
Exactly.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying if you want to win 50 games, get LeBron James. If you want to win a championship, get Magic Johnson.
If you want to get age, go get Magic. I'm sorry, no Magic.
No,
No.
if you want to beat age, go get Magic Johnson.
All the young dudes won that championship. All them dudes from them colleges like Kentucky and Gonzaga and
I mean,
Stanford
everybody
and-
goes to college.
I know, but you remember you were like, what the Lakers gonna do?
Except for LeBron.
Like
Except
they're
for
gonna have all
LeBron.
these young dudes. Yeah, D'Angelo Russell,
I
Brandon
mean,
Ingram,
you see,
Larry
none of them was
Nance,
MVPs.
Zubac. I didn't say that.
I mean,
That's true.
LeBron was.
I mean,
He didn't go to college.
But the sum of the parts, if we would have had, yeah, we ain't gonna go into all the kids, the Lakers
They had
kids
some pieces.
had
They're not
10-year
finna,
careers.
if you had them right now, they're not finna win no championships.
So you think? Well, never mind.
No,
We ain't about to
but-
even get on
But
that.
it would have at least been the
Lonzo got injured. Lonzo got injured.
Lonzo,
Who else y'all had?
Randall,
I'm with
Zubac,
you.
Nance,
I-
Clarkson.
They traded
all
him
of
for
them
your boy.
to-
That's your fault.
They're not trade them to get LeBron.
No, they traded them because LeBron
They
wanted
traded them to
AD.
get AD.
And I mean, we did get a championship, even though
And
y'all
a
want to call it
bubble
the
ring.
bubble championship.
I would
But
rather had our own squad.
it's a real
It looks
championship.
funny in the light. They don't have.
It
Like,
look
Yo,
like
chip is the chip. Y'all
Y'all
gotta
seen the
stop
bubble
that
ring?
bubble
Y'all
shit,
seen when
man.
that ring is bomb?
All
bubble.
them niggas went and played for it, man.
That clarity is crazy. VVS is in that
Yo,
bitch.
but all them teams went and played in that same bubble, man. We can't discredit them niggas.
no, we did, and I understand why.
It
You
ain't
can't
like
have
they
old
went and just
people
played
out.
by
If you
themselves.
got
They
old
had to
people
beat
and they sit
somebody
out
to
half
win
the
that
season
shit.
and you bring them back to play the playoffs in one location, traveling hurts. Playing the 80. So the reason people don't just get a bunch of experienced vet is because they have to play 82 games. Problem one, nobody had to play 82 games in that season, right? So now you got the most experience that don't have to play the long term. Two, traveling sucks. That's something that all NBA niggas tell me. Traveling sucks way more than we could imagine. They didn't have to travel. It all catered to old men.
What are we talking about?
That's what they said. That's
These
what all
niggas
NBA
got in that
said.
bubble and start hyperventilating. Half of them niggas couldn't take it in that bubble.
Yeah.
These niggas so uppity and rich. These niggas buying $100 cup of coffees from Jimmy Butler, and I'm sure that coffee tasted like hot garbage.
That's
like-
Jimmy Butler. coffee.
But that's what I'm saying. This is what they in
Jimmy
there doing. They in there bored. They in there trying to look. They couldn't find no white women in there. They was in there scratching their eyeballs out.
Shout out to Plaza Boy Doc. Coach tripping. I grew up in a neighborhood where some of the most famous street races happen. You're missing out. I tried to tell him I used to be over there all the time. I'm happy for they looking at Ben Simmons. I would love for them to add Ben
Who
Simmons.
looking at Ben Simmons?
The Knicks. They looking to come off the bench. They get
No,
him
the
cheap.
fuck they better not.
Oh, Indiana.
Leave that nigga alone.
Get DeAndre Ayton.
No, they it's between Indiana Pacers and the Lakers.
Nah, man.
Said he about to sign in 15 minutes.
Thank you.
No,
Thank
no.
you, brother.
That-
Hey, who my man? What's your name again,
Who
brother?
he signing with?
I like Mitro.
Oh, he's
Who Ayton
LeBron
signing
follower.
with?
He's a LeBron follower.
Yes, Mitro. Mitro's a smart man. I knew it. I knew it within the first 10 minutes of him talking. I said, "This man's a
No, he clears multiple waivers and he's deciding between the Lakers and Pacers for multiple reports.
He's
That
coming to
nigga's
LA.
about to.
Oh, Aiden? Come on, Aiden?
If he want his legacy to be a legacy, he gonna go to LA. Go to the Pacers and become the next Reggie Miller or the next fucking the last thing.
So
The
who is
last
your-
center
who
they
is your-
had for 10. The last center they had for 10 seasons ended up being Miles Turner.
So-
You want to
so
be the next
listen.
Miles Turner?
I'll be honest.
They just got rid of you for nothing.
I'm a Laker at heart.
No, you're not.
I
You
am.
hate the Lakers.
No, I hate LeBron James fan.
You hate the Lakers.
I hate LeBron James fan. But the point I'm saying to you is if you want to get to the championship, what would you rather go, the Pacers or the Lakers?
The Lakers.
Really?
Lakers.
The Lakers.
The
So
setup.
two
Team that
guys-
just came
one
from
guy
the
that went to
championship?
Finals, the
You
guy that
about
went to
to
the
have LeBron
championship.
and Luka
You're-
passing you the ball. You
Yo.
see them and getting lobs and picking.
Oh, so you
pops
mean
and
if you
all
want to just get stats?
that. And for 2018, we gonna have the number 1 and number 3 pick from the
So you mean to
2018
tell me?
draft,
So you feel
that's
like
not
in the
bad. If you'd
hard
have told me
West?
You said it over there. You said it wasn't the hard West.
No, that's what I'm telling you.
Oh,
what you
now it
said.
is.
Yo,
Okay.
what's the reason Portland got rid of Ayton, y'all?
You said in the so hard West,
Uh-huh.
you would rather go with a team that got bounced
Yeah.
out in the gentleman's sweep
Uh-huh.
versus the team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals and in the championship
Without they
last
starting
year.
without they starting point guard?
Yeah, they started point
Without
guards
they starting
not
point
playing the
guard?
whole
Yeah.
season.
With Halliburton out for the whole season?
Sure.
Yes, I'm gonna go with the
I
nigga.
still get a
I'm
Pacers
gonna
a
go
better
with the
chance.
nigga.
Play
I'm
with
gonna go with the
Luka.
nigga who made it to the Western Conference. I mean to the finals 2 years ago with less. Yeah, I'm gonna go with him. If I go with DeAndre,
What you mean with less?
he had. So you think LeBron James, DeAndre Ayton,
It's LeBron James a year 30.
he's still gonna go average 24 and
That don't matter.
and
You can't.
7.
It ain't a tally of points.
What are you
bro.
talking?
You gotta
Oh,
play
I'm
some
just
defense.
saying. So okay, hold up. Would you
They
take?
got a bunch of people
So
that
you
can't
tell.
play
So
no-
you tell me right now. You gonna lose a lot of niggas right now on your basketball knowledge. If you say that you take, would you take LeBron James or would you take the 3-man in Denver when Luka went?
3-man in Denver.
Yeah, who was it?
Win.
Who was
So
it? Who was it?
We talking
Luka
about
never
Caldwell Pope?
When he went to the finals. Who was the 3-man in
Dorian Finney-Smith.
No, he talking about in Dallas.
yeah, in Dallas
Yeah,
when he went to
Dorian
the?
Finney-Smith.
No, it was
I don't believe in it.
Tim
You know,
Hardaway Jr.?
third best player, all that cornball shit y'all be talking about. Y'all don't listen to that.
I'm just
I
asking.
would rather your identity fits. What's your identity? One thing I like about the Lakers, they got a shooter. They're trying to have offense. They're not getting no defenders. Cool.
Yeah, Ayton ain't
Run
a
everybody off
defender.
the floor.
Ayton
But your
ain't a
problem
defender.
is with Luka Doncic, your ass ain't gonna be able to run. So you got LeBron in year 24, running ain't quite what it used to be, right? And then you got Luka Doncic who hate to run. So I do agree with what they doing. They are shaping the Lakers offense in pure offense. They don't have no defense. Ain't nobody getting no stops. That's for sure.
So you want to go to the Pacers? So you want him to go to the Pacers? How many championships?
I'm not saying.
How many championships the Pacers got?
I'm not asking him to go.
I'm just
anywhere.
asking.
That is
Zero.
They have one championship. You want to go to an organization that
They
have
have zero.
They don't even know.
They have zero.
That's why I said zero.
The coach got chips, though.
They
The
don't
coach
have
got
one.
chips.
They don't have one.
But you talked all that shit about the Rockets, but you telling me this is hilarious.
What I say? Hey, 7-7. We gonna do that shit this week.
Yep, because it's
Because
crazy.
the glasses got to get taught. He got to get
It's
Stern
crazy.
talking to.
And I got my whole list together of all my best.
Okay,
best
yeah.
players. It's ready to
Okay,
go.
yeah, we ready to go. We doing that shit this week.
Yes, sir. Much love to y'all. We'll see y'all Friday. We need to talk Friday about are we gonna do the dinner table or the lunch hour?
I'm gonna throw this out here. Maybe because I think glasses got some kind of affinity with the lunch table. I think he don't want to let it go, and I get that.
I might just let it go though.
That's his people.
They said they'd go to the dinner table.
They
They
will.
already said they'd come to the dinner.
Okay.
Everybody go to
What
the
was
dinner
the
table.
number?
Dinner table's the move. I mean, but maybe we could do one lunch table a week. Maybe we
What
could
the
still
dinner
do it.
table was looking like last night?
It was cool.
It was cool.
I mean, like the number wise, like that. People
Like
pulled up to
1,100 people.
It was like it was
Okay.
cool, bro. It was cool. Like
Okay.
I'm thinking my suggestion is maybe two dinner tables and a lunch table. So we could still do a lunch table. Ain't nothing wrong with that shit.
We'll talk about it Friday. Much love to y'all,
All right,
man.
man.
See y'all Friday.
All right,
Easy.
easy.